Friday Rant, the uncounted, are getting louder. A senator just predicted 30% unemployment for new college grads. A venture capitalist is writing software investments down to zero. A law firm stopped hiring first-year associates, and now the companies that fired everyone are quietly begging them to come back. Let me start with something that should have been front-page news. On Tuesday, Senator Mark Warner stood on a stage at the Hill and Valley Forum in Washington, D.C. and said something that should have stopped the presses. He predicted that within 2 years, unemployment for new college graduates will hit 30 to 35%, not the overall rate, the rate for the people who did everything right. Warner has been talking to AI leaders. He said they are literally consciously pulling back on their predictions about job displacement because of the short-term economic disruption. Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, used to predict half of all jobs would be replaced. He stopped saying that, so Warner observed. The punchline, the people building the machines are quietly walking back their own doomsday predictions, but they are not walking back the layoffs. The warning was for public consumption. The cuts are for the balance sheet. The next day at the Axios AI Summit, Warner dropped another bombshell. He had been talking to a venture capitalist. The VC told him he is writing software investments down to zero because of Anthropic's Claude, not marking down, writing off entirely. The people who fund software startups are now assuming their portfolio companies will be rendered obsolete by a chatbot before they can return capital. Warner also revealed that a major law firm has stopped hiring first-year associates. Not slowed, stopped, because AI now handles the work those associates used to do. Legal research, document review, contract analysis. The entry-level jobs that taught a generation of lawyers how to practice law are gone. The punchline, the first rung of the professional ladder, is being removed while people are still standing on it. The law firm is not waiting for AGI. It is using the tools that exist today, and it is not hiring the people it used to train. Here's where the story gets weird. Remember when Jack Dorsey fired 4,000 people at Block? The entire tech press called it the dawn of the AI workforce. Dorsey said a significantly smaller team using the tools we're building can do more and do it better. Wall Street cheered. The stock went up 22%. That was February 26th. On March 23rd, the first reports started surfacing that Block was quietly rehiring some of the people it had just fired. A design engineer posted on LinkedIn that management told him he was let go because of a paperwork error. An HR recruiter said her manager fought to get her back. A technical director whose entire team was cut threatened to resign unless the company rehired them. I can't do this job alone, he said. Block is not alone. A survey of 600 HR professionals found that 92% would approach their AI-driven restructuring differently if they had the chance. More than half rehired for roles they had cut within just 6 months. 1 in 5 rehired within 3 months. The Career Minds data is even sharper. 32.7% of companies that conducted AI layoffs have already rehired 25 to 50% of the roles they cut. Another 35.6% rehired more than half. 1 in 3 employers spent more on restaffing than they saved from the layoffs. The punchline, the AI layoffs were a test. The companies fired people to see if the bots could do the work. The bots could not. So now the people are getting calls asking if they want their old jobs back. No benefits, worse terms. But hey, the stock went up. The reason these layoffs are backfiring is simple. AI is not as good as they thought. According to the same survey, 55% of employers discovered that AI needed more human oversight than they initially assumed. Not a little more. The bots can do the first draft, they cannot do the final. Klarna learned this the hard way. The Swedish buy now, pay later firm cut well in 200 roles in 2024, bragging that AI could replace 700 customer service agents. Then customers started complaining. They wanted to talk to a real person. By 2025, Klarna was quietly rehiring. Its CEO admitted they had moved too fast. Starbucks tried scaling back baristas in favor of AI. Disappointing financial results forced them to reverse course. The punchline, the bots are great at answering simple questions. They are terrible at handling the customer who just lost their credit card, the client who needs to feel heard, the edge case that was not in the training data. Those moments are the job, and AI cannot do them. This week, our Software Jobs had a thread that stopped me cold. A user named Throwaway2026 wrote, I have applied to over 200 jobs in the last 14 months. I have a master's degree in data science from a top 20 program. I have had 6 interviews. I am now working as a server. I do not know what I am doing wrong. The top comment had 8,000 upvotes. It said, You are not doing anything wrong. The system is broken. Another thread, RSIC's Career Questions, asked, has anyone else noticed that entry-level now requires 3 to 5 years of experience? The responses were brutal. One user wrote, entry-level is dead. Companies want mid-level talent at entry-level prices. The jobs that used to train you are now done by AI. On X, a recruiter with a blue check posted, we posted a senior analyst role yesterday. We had 40,800 applications in 24 hours. Our AI screener filtered it down to 47. I am supposed to believe the 4,153 people who got filtered out were all unqualified. The punchline. Your AI screener is the problem, but the person who built it does not have to look at the 4,153 people it buried. The person who applied does. The asymmetry is the point. A 24-year-old with a computer science degree posted a video on TikTok this week that hit 2 million views. The text overlay said, I graduated in 2024. I have applied to 200 jobs. I have had 4 interviews. I am now working at Target. This was not the plan. She did not yell. She did not cry. She just stared at the camera with the flat affect of someone who has exhausted hope. The comments were a catalog of identical experiences. Same. One user wrote, I have a PhD, I work at Starbucks. Another, 2 master's degrees. I deliver for DoorDash. The punchline, this is not a skills gap. This is a structural collapse dressed up in the language of personal failure. The system is not telling them they are unqualified. It is telling them they are invisible. While the headlines were filled with Block and Meta, IBM quietly cut over 800 people at Confluent following its acquisition. Not a headline most people caught, but I caught it because these are not just co-workers to me. They are friends, people I have broken bread with, now updating LinkedIn while trying to figure out how to explain to their kids that their job was synergized. Here's the part that matters. IBM's total headcount fell by about 2% in 2025, but its temporary and part-time workforce increased. The company is not shrinking, it is converting. Full-time jobs with benefits are becoming temporary roles with none. The same work, the same people, just worse terms. The punchline. This is the quiet part of the AI transition that nobody is talking about. Not just layoffs, restructuring, replacing stability with contingency, and calling it efficiency. While the headlines focused on the Workday class action, a different lawsuit has been quietly moving through the courts, and it could upend the entire AI screening industry. On January 20th, 2 job applicants filed suit against Eightfold AI in California. Eightfold is one of the largest AI hiring platforms in the world. Their software scrapes your resume, your LinkedIn, your public posts, and whatever else it can find. Then it gives you a score from 0 to 5 based on your likelihood of success. You never see the score. You never get to correct the data. You never even know it exists. The plaintiffs are not arguing that the algorithm is biased. They're not even arguing that it is wrong. They're arguing that it is illegal to score a human being with a secret algorithm without telling them. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if a company assembles information about your character, general reputation, personal characteristics, or mode of living and uses it to make employment decisions, they are a consumer reporting agency. They have to tell you what is in your file. They have to let you dispute inaccurate information. They have to get your permission before sharing your data. Eightfold removed the case to federal court in San Francisco in early March, arguing that nothing in the Act's text extends that definition to the AI-powered workforce tools at issue here. They claim the FCRA was written for credit bureaus, not AI hiring tools. The punchline, it says if the court agrees with the plaintiffs, the entire AI screening industry could be forced to open its black boxes overnight. Every score, every data point, every hidden variable. For the first time, applicants would see the number that decides their fate. Warner proposed a solution at the Axios Summit. Tax the data centers. Who should pay? He asked. Should it be the chip makers, Jensen? Should it be the large language model companies? Should it be the Goldman Sachs of the world who are using these tools to cut back on a number of first-year associates? His answer, tax the data centers. Use the revenue to retrain workers. It is a proposal. It will not pass this year, but it is the first time a sitting senator has named the problem and proposed a funding mechanism. The punchline, the silence from the rest of Washington is deafening. They are hoping the chaos looks enough like progress that no one asks too many questions. The kid at Target with the computer science degree is asking, the 47-year-old writer is asking, the venture capitalist writing software down to 0 is asking. The question is whether anyone in power starts listening before the only answer left is to learn plumbing. Here is where we land. A senator predicted 30 to 35% unemployment for new college grads. A venture capitalist is writing software investments down to 0. A law firm stopped hiring first-year associates. Block fired 4,000 people. then quietly rehired some of them weeks later when they realized AI could not do the work. Klarna had to rehire the customer service agents it bragged about replacing. IBM is converting full-time jobs into temp roles. AI is scoring job applicants with secret algorithms that may violate federal law. College graduates are applying to 200 jobs and ending up at Target. And the people living it are on Reddit, asking strangers what trade to learn at 47. The through line: we are automating the first rung of the career ladder while pretending we are just increasing efficiency. And the people falling off that ladder are young, educated, and increasingly bitter. Some of them are my friends. The uncounted are not in the BLS revisions. They are in the Reddit threads asking strangers what to do next. This is not a jobs report. It is a slow unraveling dressed up in economic jargon, so the people in charge do not have to say the words, "We do not know what is happening." They do not know. They are hoping the chaos looks enough like progress that no one asks too many questions. The kid at Target with the computer science degree is asking. The 47-year-old writer is asking. The venture capitalist writing software down to zero is asking. The question is whether anyone in power starts listening before the only answer left is to learn plumbing, adapt accordingly, and maybe buy stock in pipe fittings.